mode on in Malava ahead of by-elections set to be held in November. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC pushes for Kenyan youths to turn out in large numbers to register and participate in the 2027 polls. Thank you for joining us once again. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Laura Omondi. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. We begin from the pump, where the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority EPRA has announced a decrease in the prices of super petrol and kerosene by 1 shillings per litre, while the prices of diesel remain unchanged. EPRA Director General Daniel Kipto, in a statement released on Thursday, said the prices will take effect from August 14th to September 14th, 2025. In Nairobi, super petrol, diesel and kerosene will now cost 185.31, 171.58 and 155.58 effective midnight respectively. According to EPRA, the average landed cost of imported fuel changed slightly between June and July 2025. International prices of super petrol dropped by 0.73%, while that of diesel rose by 3.08%. Now, the Democracy for Citizens Party DCP leader Rigathi Gachagua has cut his United States tour to tend to the upcoming by-elections in Kenya. The former deputy president took to his social media account, announcing that he will be joining his party as it gears up for the elections. Also confirming the development is the DCP deputy party leader Cleophas Malala, who issued a statement on Thursday accusing the government of a sinister plan to arrest the former deputy president upon his arrival. Malala further accused the National Assembly Defense and Foreign Relations Committee Chair Nelson Koech of calculating a plan to divert Gachagua's flight to Mombasa or Kisumu to prevent him from addressing the nation from Nairobi. According to the opposition outfit, Gachagua is expected to land in the country on Thursday, 21st of August at noon.
While our party leader was abroad, forging a path for democracy renewal, the regime was hatching a dangerous and cold-blooded plot. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki and Interior Minister Kipchumba Murkomen have shamelessly issued public threats to arrest His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua upon his arrival. Intelligence reaching us points to a scheme so evil, so cowardly, that it chills the soul. Their intent is to subject our party leader to slow and silent assassination by poisoning, the very same cruel method once inflicted on the late Kenneth Matiba while in state custody. This is not hearsay. It is a deliberate plot to silence the voice of the people of Kenya by physically destroying its leadership. The travel plans of innocent passengers, but also risk damaging Kenya's foreign relations. Our message is simple. We will not be intimidated. If they divert the plane, our supporters in Kisumu and Mombasa will turn those airports into oceans of DCP colors and defiance. I urge all the DCP supporters and Kenyans yearning for change to turn up in large numbers at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to welcome our beloved party leader. Your presence is your power. Your numbers are your shield. Your unity is our victory.
President William Ruto has told his critics to prepare to face him in the 2027 general elections, saying his track record will speak for itself. Speaking while in Migori County, President Ruto says his administration has laid down people-centered development projects, saying the next election will not be won by sloganeering. The Cabinet Secretaries John Mbadi for Treasury and Opiyo Wandayi for Energy defended the broad-based government, affirming that they will back him up come 2027.
Sasa the only government that has done something in Migori County ni serikali ya ukoloni na serikali ya William Ruto. Serikali ingine yote tuliona kwa view sasa. Kuna kitu tuliona hapa. So if we continue like this, and I can tell you, mimi ni kiongozi ya bunge, minority leader, na pia ni kiongozi katika chama. Tuliketi chini kama viongozi ya chama katika Central Committee ya chama ambayo inaongozwa na baba Raila Amolo Odinga. And we have resolved that we are supporting the broad-based government.
Now you have this key kwa mkono yako. Sasa tunaambiwa ati someone can come and grab it from you and give it to us. Now mimi ninajiuliza, when you had it in your hand, ukapeleka kwa William Ruto. Sasa unataka kugrab kutoka kwake. How will that work? Your Excellency, what I'm saying in a nutshell, you have shown us a different friendship.
Your Excellency, you have given me opportunity to travel across the country, and I can report to you that this country is a witness in totality to your transformational leadership. And this country is going to reward you handsomely. And I am proud that when the time comes for them to reward you, this community, this region, this area is going to reward you alongside them, Your Excellency.
Munajua mimi ni mfanyikazi wa wananchi wa Kenya. Na mimi nilisema tutabadilisha siasa ya Kenya. Siasa ya Kenya isiwe siasa ambayo haina mpango. Kiongozi, MCA, mbunge, governor, senator, rais anachaguliwa kwa sababu hako na mpango. Kama hana mpango, hakosi kuchaguliwa hata kuongoza kettle dip. Na ndio mnaona watu wengi wamechanganyikiwa Kenya hii kwa sababu ni watu hawana mpango. Na sasa mambo imebadilika Kenya.
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has sustained his push to have members of parliament surrender the National Government Constituencies Development Fund, NGCDF, to the counties. Speaking at the 9th Devolution Conference in Homa Bay County, Odinga has called on the national government to release all functions of the counties back to the devolved units as per the constitution. Odinga also insisted that the road maintenance levy should be managed by counties to ensure road construction is responsive to local needs.
Even as county and national governments cooperate, there must be more clarity on roles and responsibilities. Some confusion is beginning to creep in, and accountability risks being lost in the process. We must continue demanding that counties be granted full control over all devolved functions. But we must also demand to see what difference the counties are making in increased devolved resources and functions. At the same time, we need to bring more areas into the devolution fold. Our constitution making was characterized by negotiations and give and take. To avoid a war, for example, with NAT, we only devolve early child development aspect of education. Because NAT had threatened us that if we devolve education, they are going to mobilize teachers to oppose the new constitution. And that's why education was not fully devolved. We must now break the cycle of managing our schools from far away in Nairobi. The time has come for Kenya to devolve education up to secondary school. It makes no sense to see a Minister of Education going to Marsabit, to Garissa, inspecting primary school structures or construction. It's a shame, because that is the work that should be done by the governor of the counties there.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has asked county leaders from Malava to ensure that the constituency elects a United Democratic Alliance candidate in the November 27th by-election. Mudavadi, also Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, said it was important for the residents of Malava to continue being in government, as the late Member of Parliament Malulu Njedi had ensured that they were inside the Kenya Kwanza coalition government. Speaking when he met the sub-county and ward administrators, he said it will send a wrong message if they elect a legislator from the opposition who is without the trust of the current sitting government.
Tunataka mtu ambaye will quickly fit into the system ya serikali. Si nimekunywa maji hapa, nimewacha glasi yangu hapa. Nikitoka hapa, I will have my glass of water. Hata nikienda nje, I can come back and have my glass of water. Why? Because I trust the people sitting on the table. I trust Okoth, I trust you, Lunani, and our officer. Can you imagine if I walked out and I came back and I told the waiter, wewe niletee chupa ingine ya maji? What does that mean? What does that mean? Sasa, nyinyi mnataka kama President Ruto amekaa pale na atembee nje na amekaa na mtu wa Malava, akirudi aseme bwana leta glasi ingine. Mulete mtu ambaye hata President Ruto akitembea nje kuchukua simu na arudi, ajue kwamba with the Malava MP, his glass is safe. Give us a leader that we can all trust, and you can trust, and we can work with. So this is the Malava we are looking for. I will not force anybody on the people of Malava. But ukichukua kalamu na uende nyumbani and you start writing the qualities that you want, surely you will know systematically who the person should be.
Lakini ndugu zetu ambao walikuwa ni wapinzani wakubwa wa hii chama ya Kenya Kwanza, ODM, wakati wao waliamua kuingia katika broad-based, walikuja kwa fujo, vishindo, nderemo, na wamekaa katikati ya serikali. Sasa kama Raila ndiye alikuwa anapingana na Mheshimiwa Ruto, na yeye amekuja ndani ya hiyo serikali, na watu wake wameingia ndani ya hiyo serikali, wewe mtu wa mkoa wa Magharibi, mbona bado unafikiria mara mbili? Si kama ulikuwa ODM iko ndani ya serikali, na kama ulikuwa Kenya Kwanza iko ndani ya serikali?
Chief Justice Martha Koome has assured the country that the judiciary will stand on the zero tolerance policy against corruption. Koome was speaking at the Law Society annual conference in Diani, where she addressed the legal minds. She called on judicial officers and judges to avoid granting unnecessary adjournments and advocates to be ready to proceed with hearings as scheduled. The LSK President Faith Odhiambo on her part called for a right to fair trial and rights of arrested persons, as well as the principle of anticipatory bail.
I want to use this opportunity to emphasize that we must work together to eliminate corruption and unethical conduct in the justice sector. As Chief Justice, I have declared zero tolerance for corruption. The other day we launched a call center, and I sent one of the message to run in our mobile app is that we don't take bribes, we don't ask for facilitation, and don't bring money to the judiciary. And if you ask for money, call this number. And the number will come straight to me with a written message. So it is for this reason that beginning this year, we have upscaled our anti-corruption initiatives. We have rolled out court integrity committees in our court stations. These courts include representatives of LSK,
Friends, anticipatory bail is neither a Kenyan innovation granted on whims, nor does it amount to judicial endorsement of crime. The judiciary is a fact finder guided by the law and evidence, and not to be swayed by political sensationalism. As we proceed with this conversation on constitutionalism, we urge the judiciary, which is ably represented here today, to remain astute to the discharge of its functions regardless of the attacks associated with a highly potent social political scene. While the Constitution requires legislature and the executive to be checks and balances to the judiciary, it does not presuppose that they are competent to play an advisory role on the discharge of judicial authority, nor does it contemplate the threats and coercion. The judiciary must discharge its role without external interference or corruption.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has called on Kenyan youth to turn out in large numbers to register and participate in the 2027 polls. Speaking to the press, IEBC chairperson Erastus Edung Ethekon noted that 40% of registered voters did not cast their ballots in the 2022 polls, a figure he said could have significantly influenced leadership outcomes across various positions. The deputy chairperson, Fatima Arafat Abdallah, encouraged young people to make constructive use of social media platforms and inspire participation, as well as raise awareness ahead of the voter registration exercise. The commission announced that the official voter registration schedule will be released within the next 2 weeks, urging all eligible youth to be ready to take part in shaping the country's future through the ballot.
As IBC, we have a responsibility to not only manage credible elections, but also to nurture a culture of participation by ensuring every Kenyan is included, informed, and empowered to participate. When I mean empower, we as a commission, led by our chairman, we will move to each and every part of this country and ensure our officers, led by our CEO or the commission secretary, reaches each and every Kenyan so that one can make an informed decision. Many a times people think that it is my right to vote, but we little know what is our responsibility.
We want everybody to count. And with whatever energy Mzee has, please, let us reach out to these marginalized groups. The young, actually, you should be, immediately after this forum, you should be the first one to go to some of these remote areas to get these people involved. So this time, let us not leave no one behind. Let us not have some results being declared without certain villages, because they also matter.
And of course, that's a key exercise that the IEBC will be conducting, one of the biggest perhaps yet. Allow us to take a quick break at that point. We'll be back shortly with more news making headlines. Stay with us. The national government has allocated in Webuye. The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Trade and Industry, Dr. Juma Muhwana, said that the government has allocated the money to compensate former workers who lost their jobs after the factory began to falter and was later privatized. The statement was echoed by Webuye East Member of Parliament Martin Pepela, who called for the committee that will oversee the process of verifying the vital documents of the former workers to be conducted transparently so that there are no complaints after the compensation.
We have followed this money from the time Pan Paper fell up to date. Maisha hii imekuwa ngumu, watoto wengine hawajaenda shule, wengine mapipi zao wametoroka, watu wako mapweke, but now we are hoping the families will come together. So we are grateful to get this money.
Familia zimeumia, kusema tu ukweli. Nyumba zimesambaratika. Kuna wamama wenye wazee wenye walikufa kwa sababu ya kukosa. Unajua wazee wanakuwa na stress mingi. Sasa katika hali ya kuishi, wengi wamekufa, wamewacha familia mama hawezi kujimudu.
Na serikali imesema kwamba hizo pesa zitalipwa kwa account ya mtu. Haitaletwa na kikapu alafu mimi nianze kugawa. Nikiona sura yako na kupatia kidogo, nikiona sura yako ni mzuri na kupatia mingi. Hapana.
So tuko hapa kuashua ya kwamba ile raw material ambayo walikuwa nayo shida, saa hii hiyo sio shida tena.
So kutoka 2018 February mpaka juzi ilikuwa kuna uwezo ya kuingia kwa Kenya Forest Service kulete miti. So kila mtu anasema Raya amechukua factory aitengeneze karatasi.
Karibu 3 hapo nyuma, leo tuko hapa kutangaza kama serikali that the government has allocated money to compensate and pay former employees wa Pan Paper. Ndio mimi tukiwa hapa ni kuomba 2 PS. One, we must ensure kwamba this process is open, this process is transparent, and this process is made, everybody is made aware. And that's why lazima Mheshimiwa PS.
The county government of Machakos has moved to set the record straight regarding the ongoing nurses' strike, emphasizing that the industrial action is part of a nationwide crisis rather than a county-specific issue. Speaking during a press briefing at the Machakos Level 5 Hospital, County Secretary and Head of Public Service Dr. Muya Ndambuki stated that the strike by the nursing fraternity in Machakos County is part of a nationwide strike. Highlighting the county government's effort to support nurses over the past 2 years, Dr. Ndambuki explained that in 2023, of the 422 health worker promotions approved, 132 were nurses. In 2024, 57 nurses were recruited, and in 2025, an additional 183 nurses were recruited and deployed, while 231 others were promoted. He added that the recruitment of 42 more nurses is currently underway.
We want to say this. Yes, we have a strike by the nursing fraternity in this county, and we want to put it on record that this is a nationwide strike. Again, this is a nationwide strike. It is not a strike localized in Machakos County only. Yesterday on TV, it appeared as if it were a strike by the nurses in Machakos County only. The proper position is that this is a nationwide strike.
We are offering services here in Level 5 and in all our facilities across. Apart from the nurses, all the other cadres are on duty. Doctors are on duty, clinical officers are on duty, lab is working, and they are giving services to the people of Machakos. We have also got nurses on lockup to stand in for those who are on strike. So I'm appealing to people of Machakos not to shy away to come for services in all our facilities. We are offering services. We also have a big number of nurses who want to come back to work. We are assuring them of their security, and they are free to come as we continue negotiating. Finally, we have medicine in our facilities. We've gotten supplies from KEMSA. All our facilities are well stocked with medicine, so anybody coming to our facilities, they'll be able to get medicine. So I encourage people of Machakos to continue seeking services in our facilities. Thank you.
Now to sports, the Kenya Volleyball Federation has named the traveling Malkia Strikers squad ahead of the World Championships slated for August 22nd to September 7th in Thailand. Recently crowned African Nations Under-20 Championships MVP Marlin Terry Tata Idachi and last season's MVP Daisy Leting, highlighting the 16-member squad, while setter McLean Okoko has been dropped. Kenya Pipeline middle blocker Gladys Ekaru is the only veteran playing the squad that also consists of regulars Veronica Adhiambo, Pamela Adhiambo, Lauren Chebet, Juliana Namutira, Belinda Barasa, and Meldin Sande. Only Veronica, Ekaru, Chebet, Sande, Belinda, and Nekesa retained their status in the squad from the 2022 World Championships.
Well, they're not really different as much, but the fighting spirit is there. The hard work you can see, the urge to want to win. So she possesses those qualities that any coach would want to have in a player. She's going to help us a lot in the coming competitions.
First, I feel so happy, I feel so motivated for my first time, my first year to join the club, and then my first year to qualify for the senior national team, which is Malkia Strikers. I feel so happy and motivated. And what I can say, as we are going for the championship, we are going to fight, we are going to play and come back with the trophy back to Kenya.
I mean, such a bold decision with regards to the Malkia Strikers team, because key players like Massimo Im, the former captain, missing from the team, and just, it will be quite interesting to see how the performance will be, even as, we phase out and just mix the squad, experienced and youngings as well. So we wrap it up at that point tonight. Thank you for watching. I hope you're duly informed. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. God bless.